I don't know if you saw this on Facebook. Fredrik Thordendal from Meshuggah has built a new studio, and he has the biggest selection, the biggest like cabinet full of amps, of amp heads I've ever seen. And they describe the ridiculous switcher he's using. The point is, he's got one of those any amp into any of his cabs, and he has so many, it's like he told somebody, hello, I would like to build an Axe Effects, but it is all real. Because that's what it is. It's like, and he's a guy who, he was one of the first guys regularly using Axe Effects all the time because it was such a good, it was so he got to that, like, here's the funny thing, right? All these big guys who use Axe Effects for a while, it's like, yeah, it works, but after a certain, like, because this is, I know that people are going to be like, oh, but they go back to amps. And it's like, yeah, because at some point you're like, well, yeah, part of it is just the fun of having your amps and shit, right? Yeah. And because the last album, they recorded 6 amps at once. That was how they did the last album. They used real amps, 6 at once, but one take, and then each track, they could blend the different amps and get a different tone for each song. And it really came out interesting. And so I think he was like, let's take that to the next level. It's like 50-some amps. I'll show you a picture. Oh my God. It's ridiculous, but it's like, that's basically what you need to get to the efficiency of an Axe Effects with real amps. And
people get so hyped too, and it's not like when you register Democrat, Republican, Independent, you don't sign a piece of paper, solid state or tubes. Yeah. You know, you can use both. You can use both for different purposes.
Exactly.
And it's okay.
It's why okay. You know, if
you're a guitar player either way.
Exactly.
It doesn't make you. Nothing makes you worse. But
okay, look at this fucking thing.
What?
This is all like switching units and probably some effects. Like there's even a pod in there. No Axe Effects, but that's because this is the real life Axe Effects. For some reason, it's all 6 strings and they're all Iceman.
I was gonna say
his 8-string is called a Stone Man, and it's an 8-string Iceman.
Huh.
It's pretty cool, but yeah. So look at like just a crazy. There's a bunch of Mesa Marks. There's a bunch of Marshalls, EVH. It's a real for metal. It's like a who's who of great classic. It's a bunch of Mesas.
It's like that German dude's house.
Yes, totally. Yeah. So they just detailed the ridiculous amount of cables and switching and shit. And yeah, you can just switch anything to anything without having to change any cables. That's the Stone Man. That's the 8-string. Which I almost bought one of these. But anyway, so I thought that was amusing, interesting gear-related news.